Hey guys, welcome back to Bear's Workshop. We are here for our 243rd flyover of the Nikola site in Coolidge, Arizona. And yes, it is Friday. It is late, but we're still here for you. So let's not forget that. That's what's important. Looks like we got about 19 people on. We'll probably have more in a couple minutes, but let's first quickly recap the stock and then we'll get into the video and hopefully more people will get on. So Nikola, like the rest of the market, had a good day today. Nikola was up over 8%. Opened up at 273 after closing yesterday at 274. Looked like it was going to be down for the day right at the beginning. It looked like it was going to be a bad day, but it came right back up and did get as high as $3. And we're looking a little bit better. So hopefully we can maintain this, but this isn't Nikola. This is the market. The whole market's reacting this way. Yesterday was a good day because there was inflation news that wasn't as bad as they thought it was going to be. So, yay. All right. You see, look at that. We're at 26 people. Let's get right into the video. It's late. Nobody really wants to be here. Let's start this from the beginning. And we're going to go just like that. All right. So today we did see more construction going on. We saw some more work on Hauser Road. We saw some trucks getting moved around. So we're going to take a look at all that, see what is going on. And if you're in the house, say something. Let's see who's here. I know JJ's probably a long time in bed. He's usually always here first, and he's not here now. So I don't know where he's at. I hope he's alive. All right, just going over the recap of our construction progress over the years. It's turning out to be over the years. January 14th of next year, which is just 2 months away, will be 2 years of us flying over. Milt says, hello, Bear. That Press says, of course we want to be here. I know, but not everyone wants to be here on a Friday night. All right. So we came in from the north side since Hauser Road is still under construction, and we're not driving on Hauser for a while, especially with some of the cars that we end up taking down there. So as you can see, there is still the grading in this center area right here. All this has been graded. We've got the grading equipment over here, so we still don't know what that's about. Ryan says, I saw 10 Nikola guys and a truck at the Walmart Chargers. Where at? Where was that, Ryan? Just kind of curious. And in the last weeks, and since the last time we did a flyover, I did see a Nikola tray on the road, just driving down the freeway, probably about 50, 60 miles from the factory. I've had a lot of weird spottings lately. Saw another white Hummer EV, 2 Electromechanica Solos in 2 different places. One of them had a temporary tag on them, so it looks like those might be starting to get delivered. Seen tons of Rivians, the Rivian vans, just about seen everything out there. Saw them in Flagstaff. I wonder if they're. I guess it's getting pretty cold up there. Maybe they're doing a little bit of cold weather testing. Not super cold. There's going to be a Lucid video flyover coming within the next hour or so, and we'll have an update on that. And guess what? There's more cars. Surprise, surprise. All right, we can see over here, we see all the cabs lined up and a bunch of other materials. We've got some test trucks over here. There's a Beta FCEV. There's another Beta FCEV right here. Got a couple of trucks on the Charger. Also, that new FCEV that we spotted last week is still around, and that's in front of the dyno building. So we're going to have to take a look at that and see what's going on with that. We'll take a closer look at that today. We've got more production lined up over here. Let me move that bar. Come on, bar. Let's go. Get out of the way. So there's a couple more trucks out there. We didn't go in and take a good look and see the numbers. but we know that there's more than there was last time. Okay, nice. Flagstaff, and there's 12 guys were there, worked for Nikola. People were staring, like, damn, nice truck. Yeah, well, they are nice looking trucks. It's definitely different. I assume it was the beta truck or the battery truck. Correct? Am I correct in that assumption? So here we have, they've almost completed the steel structure. They've got, let's see, about 6 more sections to start on and then finish. And we've got the roof sections over here, the roof trusses. And then over on this other side, you can see that there is some concrete that they've been putting in there. There is going to be some sort of utility room closet right on that side. As we turn, we're going to see the test track and all the trucks that are out here, the test trucks. Some of them are test trucks. I'm not sure if all of them are. We didn't really zoom in on every single one of them, but we're assuming that those are the test trucks because they're keeping the sellable trucks over on the other side where we already showed you. But they do have a plethora of trucks, that's for sure. And by the end of the quarter, I'm sure they're going to have a whole lot more. All right, guys, if you can do me a solid and hit that like button, I'd appreciate it. We got 54 people on and only 20 likes. But liking that is free, and it helps the algorithm and helps to get the video out there to other people who haven't seen it. There you can see all the equipment for grading. And like I said, I haven't heard from anyone what's going on with that yet. Maybe I'll have a little fly on the wall who knows and has heard something will feed me some information. That sometimes happens. You can see the crane is lifting up what looks like the metal roof decking at the moment, or it could just be a beam, but it looks like metal roof decking from here. So they're getting that up there, and there are guys working on the roof, extending that area out that is covered. JJ made it. I knew he would. I knew he'd make it. All right, so here at the bottom of the screen, we can see there was a concrete wall that was put up here. This is, like I said, the utility closet. Looks to be a utility closet, a large one. There's going to be another one up here. We've got a ramp that's built to go in here. You can see that that's already framed out for, there'll be a door on that side. I don't see too many other doors on this side yet, but let's take a look as we go through this. We'll be able to spot them fairly easy. All right, so we've got that door here, and that's obviously going to be an elevated ramp. We've got a couple of dock doors right here. This is definitely taking shape. We've got another concrete wall right here. We'll have to see how that looks. Maybe it is some sort of wall that's needed to go to prevent vehicles from hitting that utility section right there, because that's another area where that is. It looks like we have another possible door over there, but I'm not sure. It looks like we have something, a horizontal beam in there, so maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a different color. Ooh, wow. That press, real bear supporters show up on time. That is obviously directed at JJ, who is late. Ryan says he's been watching for 2 years when all this is just starting. You're doing a great job, Bear. Thank you. As you can see, the walls on the outside are continuing. They've got some on the top section here. It's obviously going to look just like this area over here. And hopefully they've got this section down where they can get this done a lot quicker than those first two. Those two seem to take a really long time. Take a look over at Hauser Road. You can see they're currently paving as we're looking at them. And it looks like they're going to do some work over here. This guy's got a cattle ranch right here. We don't know if they're going to make the road wider over there. It kind of looks like they will, but not 100% sure yet. And we'll see. At least they're going to repave his road. Hey, thank you, JJ. I appreciate the super chat. Real fans give super chats. That's funny. That is funny. That sounds like a challenge if I've ever seen one. Where's the penny? Says Det Prez. All right, so as you can see, they're putting another coat of asphalt down on that section of road over there. It was a light crew today. It is Veterans Day in the United States of the Americas, and it looks like everyone wasn't working. It looks like they got the day off. So we're going to fly over to the west side and see what is over there and see what's going on. And what we're going to see is a bunch of supplies and things like that. You two keep fighting it out in the chat. It's a good-natured fight. I like those. All right. So down at the bottom of the screen, we've got crates and crates of materials that are out there. Those look like they're still full. Usually when they're not, the tops are open. Let's see. Tinky says, Bloomberg noted TC Energy selling assets to pay down debt. Any word on whether or having second thoughts on the hydrogen joint venture with Nikola? No, haven't heard anything like that. That would be just, I don't know where you heard that, but if you heard something, tell us. But otherwise, there's no real reason for that. They're actively creating LLCs here in Arizona. So yeah, Arizona Lithium took delivery of a truck, and what they had to say about it was Arizona Lithium has taken delivery of its Nikola motor truck, potentially the first of many to help facilitate the development of the Big Sandy lithium project in Arizona, which I don't know anything about, to be honest with you. So let's see, there is a link in here. Let me see if this is relevant at all. Oh, it is. It is. And thank you, Det Prez, for matching Mr. JJ. You guys are even now on the scale. I love you both equally now. Ryan says, Barry, do you think Mullen CEO is a scammer or will do another offering or reverse split? I honestly don't know. I don't have much of an opinion of him. I don't know that much about him. So, all right. So let's pause this for a moment. You guys can look at a bunch of test trucks while we pause this. Now we'll let it. Now, pause. I say, Arizona Lithium, a company focused on sustainable development of lithium resources in Arizona. I didn't know there was any. The Big Sandy project is a shallow, flat-lying, mineralized, sedimentary lithium resource with an excellent available infrastructure that has the potential to be developed with low environmental footprint. I wonder where the Big Sandy is. I think I may have heard of this. See, as part of the project, AZL has entered into a memorandum of understanding with Nikola. This is from March of 2022. Let's see. During the research facility phase, which will be a test run for the processing facility, phase 1 Nikola BEV will be placed into operation as both parties explore further opportunities for a potential joint collaboration. Once the processing facility is operational, AZL anticipates that it may need to acquire up to 50 Nikola trays, although this is not certain and is dependent on various factors, which could move up to 2 million tons of ore per year based on the volume of the truck. AZL then has the option to purchase up to 100 trucks depending on Big Sandy output. So they seem like they're a startup of some sort, but they're based out of Australia. So maybe they're not a startup and it's just something that a group in Australia is working on. Big Sandy project's a very shallow, flat-lying mineralized sediment lithium resource with excellent available infrastructure, which has the potential to be developed with a very low environmental footprint. Successful 2019 drill program. The Big Sandy resulted in an estimation of a total indicated and inferred GORC resource of 32.5 million tons, grading 18.5 parts per million. I'm going to skip all the technical stuff. Let's see where the Big Sandy is. I hope I get the right thing here. Let's go to Big Sandy Project in Arizona. Wickiup. Okay. Wickiup is northwest of the Phoenix area. It's going to be halfway between like Las Vegas and Phoenix. Maybe not halfway, but closer to Phoenix. But there is not much out there, except for maybe some lithium. So that looks like it's pretty good. All right. Can I boost my mic? I can move it closer and I can turn up the volume. Hopefully you don't hear me breathing too heavily. Does that work, William? Let me know. All right, let's go back to the video. All right. Having lithium mined in Arizona would be great for the United States, where we're getting our lithium from all sorts of places besides the United States. There is one of the betas right there, close-up view. Still looking good, looking sharp, handsome truck. And here is another one. Both of them don't have numbers on them, so we don't know which ones these are. But like I said, handsome truck. And you can see the water leaking out of the bottom. It's probably running. Got some BEVs moving around there, getting charged up. JJ, thank you. All fans are equal, but some fans are more equal than others. All right. I don't know who you're insulting there, but cool. I love it when you guys get into battles like this. All right. As we're tracking that BEV just moving around, that looks like, I think that one is going to go park with the other trucks, or maybe it's a different one. I'm not sure, because I know we had one that was parking shortly. This might be that one. I'm going to take a look at the FCEV that we don't know what it is, but you can see the trucks over there lined up. But we're going to have a truck, and that's not the one. That one's parking there. We're going to have a truck come and park over here in a minute. Doing some off-roading, just like in the Lucid GT off-roading adventure. All right, here comes another truck coming out, another truck ready to come out. That is, in case you guys don't know, that is the end of the production line. They come out right there after they do their quality checks. The line ends, and then there's like enough space for, I'd say, 3 or 4 to be lined up, maybe more. And off to the sides, they have areas where they do quality checks on the trucks that were just finished. And that, let's go back. Back we go. All right, we're zoomed in pretty close on that. These look like the rollers that you see on a for loading and unloading, like a tractor trailer, like that, but they're much longer than that. I don't think that that's what they are. That wouldn't make any sense, but that's what they look like. Let's zoom in on this real quick. But they're obviously not that, but that's kind of interesting, whatever it is. I don't know, and I'm not even going to pretend to know. I say this one is an FCEV just because of the parts that we're seeing point to it being an FCEV, but what kind? I don't know. I don't know what this is, what the deal is with this one. Any info on any performance issues has been very quiet. I haven't heard of any performance issues with the vehicles, if that's what you're referring to. Charles thinks it's an alpha FCEV. Well, we're already past alpha stage, and the alphas didn't look like that. The alphas definitely look different. Here we got a truck, a tray that has been disassembled. We've looked at this one before. As you can see, this was an FCEV at some point. You can see the rack on the back. And those almost look like tanks, but we didn't really take a good look at the back. How much of production is automated? Very little amount is automated at this point. it's a production line. They're not in a position where they need to automate too many things. You've got a lot of things that are going to be required with hand assembly with the tools on the production line. Automation may come in more if they were doing a lot more welding, if they were doing painting, things like that, things that you can automate. But when you're putting things together like this, it is more or less hand assembly. Once they break down the production line into more stations, there will be things that can be automated. All right, so this truck is just going to go ahead and park. We're going to go back here a minute and look to see if we could find this truck and see if we could see the back of it, that one that's disassembled. The original Alpha had sunroofs, the betas don't. Okay, it's a good point. And I know the one that we saw in the other area did have a sunroof. Tesla Semi is supposed to be coming out soon, apparently. I find it difficult to believe that they can sell them for profit at $150 a truck, even with automation. Nobody believes that they can sell them for $150 and make a profit. Nobody. So, except for Micah, but he doesn't count. Let's see. Got it right here. Let's see if we can zoom in and look at that rack on the back there. Those look like tanks. Interesting. Don't know what it actually is, but we're going to go ahead and rewind for the latecomers, the late bloomers, and all those types of people who were not here at the beginning. All right. That was a joke about the rack. Okay. I just don't want to say anything. Got to be age appropriate. I don't want to offend somebody, because there's always somebody who will get offended. But yes, on trucks, the racks are on the back. On other things, the racks are on the front. Yeah, does anyone here? Is Micah here? Does Micah think that Tesla can make that truck at $150,000 and make a profit? If you look at a Model S that has a 100 kilowatt battery, and if they're doing a 30% margin on it, if they are, they could be doing more. Let's say they're making a 50% margin. That means they've got $50,000 invested into that car, which you know that they have more. And the battery pack is 100 kilowatts, and the battery pack's the most expensive part of the vehicle. And you multiply that by 7 or 8, because that's how many battery packs it takes to make a semi, then you're going to find out that you're not making any money. Tet Prez with another super chat. Thank you. I was going to go drink myself to sleep because I always lose by a penny. Then I remembered that I'm an ultra bear. Oh, that is true. You are an ultra bear. And thank you for your support as a patron. I do appreciate that. And you guys just keep beating each other up. Did I miss someone on the thank yous? Oh, yeah, I did. Meritreb, Tassima, thank you for the super chat. I just looked at the total and I said, I'm missing somebody, because I only saw Det Prez and JJ fighting it out. And sorry for messing up your name. I can't do anything about that. It's not one of my skills. If you look over here, it looks like they're also doing some interesting grading. I'm not going to say what that looks like, but as you can see, there is something shaped out here. It's not what you think it is, but they've been doing something over there. And we got Jokol from Sweden. Hello, hello, hello. Tom V retracted his message and said all parts shipped from Iveco. Not true, but thanks for your input. Yeah, Det Prez, if you're going to be an ultra bear, you're allowed to flex that. I don't see anything wrong with that at all. All right, as you can see, it was a very clear day today. Are the parts being shipped by Iveco and being put together in Arizona? How exactly is this working? Iveco has a truck, and what Nikola has done has taken that base truck, removed all of the ICE parts, the motor, the transmission, the differential, all the things that are needed for an ICE truck, removed all those parts, and then created parts that fit in there to make an electric truck. So they are converting it. It is obviously could be considered a conversion, though they're not buying all the other parts for it. They're not buying the motors and the transmissions and then having them sit around doing nothing. They've engineered what it takes to make the vehicle run on electricity. They've got other suppliers that supply parts. They've got tons of patents out there on their own stuff, and they put it all together and make it work. Not much different than a lot of other startups do. They get parts from other companies and they make it into something that works for them. There was a small company out there that took the Lotus, I think it was, and they made that into a battery electric vehicle. Oh, yeah, that was Tesla. So it's not unusual to do something like that. I've got a Vanderhall Venice, which is a three-wheeler that has a Chevy motor in it. Excuse me, guys. It's a Chevy motor with a turbo on it. Fun vehicle. Nobody criticizes it for having a Chevy motor. All they did was really make the body for it and took a motor. You've got a Polaris Slingshot that also has a Chevy motor in it and a Chevy transmission. They all made it up together and they make it into a different vehicle. A lot of companies do things like that. You've got motors designed by BMW that go into other vehicles. So, not unusual. Does that make Nikola an engineering company more than a trucking company? In a sense, it does, but I bet they've learned a lot about trucking and a lot about how to make this work in a truck. Are they fabricating parts? Yes, they are fabricating parts. I know that they've had to fabricate stuff to get it to work, because you can't just take a motor that you buy from a supplier and make it work. You have to do things to put all these pieces together, and they have to be put together consistently the same way. Jokul says it's 3 a.m. already. He's ready for bed. Well, thanks for staying up and watching. And JJ says Nikola is an energy company. That's going to be true. They're going to be a supplier of hydrogen. JJ asked me, what do I think of Europe deliveries getting started, though? Depends on the battery pack cost. Real nervous about how many trucks they make when these battery packs are costing so much. And I'm not opposed to the idea of slowing down, as long as at the same time they're working on one, making the battery packs cheaper, and also setting up their production line so that when they're ready to flip that switch and go, we got the battery pack issue taken care of, we're ready to go. And hopefully at that same time, the infrastructure issues will also be further down the road. Like ChargePoint is now going to be working with Nikola, and maybe they can start supplying some level 3 chargers for the customers. Tinky says, watch a show recently about a flat-faced design of EV trucks versus US truck shape. They're saying the US design Tesla Semi is more aerodynamic. That is a fact. The Tesla Semi is much more aerodynamic. Nikola has said in the past that they plan in the future to make the truck more aerodynamic. There are things that they are going to do to change the shape of that front end to increase the aerodynamics. William said Rolls-Royce. Rolls-Royce, car company? No, they're an engine manufacturer. First and foremost, they sell more engines than they do cars. and those engines go into planes. They've been making plane engines probably for 100 years. Fun fact, this is from JJ. Sandy mentioned that Nikola has the automation equipment ready to go, just waiting for phase 2 to complete. If you guys ever get a chance, look back at my video from last April where I took the factory tour. Got a couple pictures in there that I took of what the production line is going to look like in this phase. Okay, hopefully that's it. So this phase, which was the first part of the building, and the second phase wasn't built out when I was in there in April, but they have a different production line for that. And then when the last phase, this whole section here is done, they have another production line. I don't know what the inside looks like now. I haven't been in there 7 months now, but it was just one small production line with 15 stations, and it took many hours for each station to move on, for them to for each vehicle to move down the line. Stephen O is asking if they're giving up on the BEV truck and only focus on the FCEV truck and hydrogen energy. I don't think that they are. The thing that's costing them so much on these battery trucks is the battery packs, and the hydrogen trucks still require 2 battery packs. So they still need to cut the cost of these battery packs down 80-85%, regardless of whether they're in an FCEV or if they're in a fuel cell. So I think they're going to run both, and as they get in orders, these trucks are going to be able to be done on the same line. So whatever the order is, they can just put it in. What can or are they doing to reduce the battery cost? The cost of the batteries the problem is the casting that it is in. It comes in a big square, almost cube shaped, and each one fits underneath one of these stainless steel panels. They got dropped in from above. Oh, I need another drink. So they have to redesign the casting, and once they do that, they have to test it, and then they can implement it. And that can take a little bit of time to do. Asking the rude question, what are the odds on bankruptcy in the next 2 to 3 years? I think it's very slim. Just because I've seen what's going on there. One, I know that it's not a fraud. It's not a scam. So all of that, take that away. The stock price is something that they can't control unless they want to just put things out there to hype up the stock. Market's down for everybody. And the stock price can go down. It's not going to change what they're doing. It's just going to give them less access to capital. But they've got enough access right now that they're going to, once they get the cost of these battery packs down, they are going to be able to, slipped. All right. Just a message from a moderator. Not my mom, my moderator. So that's what they're looking at, is just the less cash in the future, but they're getting the costs in line. So I think once they get the costs in line, I think they're going to be in a lot better shape. But Did I find out if flying over hydrogen hub classifies you as a terrorist or not? Um, so the rules on that is you can't fly over anything that's infrastructure, or I think a lot of it's energy related. So I might be a terrorist. So I didn't look into it. The hydrogen hubs are too far away. So they're not going to be flown over anytime soon. And there's nothing going on there yet. All right. As soon as this video comes to an end here, I'm going to have to call it. It's getting late. Late. And I still have more work to do that is time sensitive. Open to the road. EV investments are like a snowball rolling downhill. Have patience and you'll not be able to stop the avalanche. It's true. There's our messed up truck there. Maybe they'll donate that to me and I could put it in my front yard like a true hillbilly. A hillbilly from California. Have a torn down EV in my front yard. You don't see that too often, do you? Tom B just asked about the battery cost. We talked about that already. They're redesigning the battery pack so that the cost of it is going to go down 80 to 85%. And that's what's driving up the cost right now. Bill heard that the cost to manufacture is grinding into margin at current rates. But I'm informed by YouTube. Well, I was informed during the earnings call that that's what they said. That is a fact. JJ says, "What if he signs up for Mega Bear status?" I don't know, man. What do you need? I'll do almost anything for $100 a month. Just saying. Just how many times I'll do it is the real question. Oh yes, Debt Prez. I know it's late there too. You're on the East Coast. 9:23 there. 4Q asks, "Are those trucks ready to be delivered?" Some of those are test trucks, but most of them are ready to be delivered. So, can't tell you which ones without like looking at each one, but there are trucks that have like Nikola stickers on the side and USDOT numbers on the side, and those are all test trucks. The rest of them are saleable. There's probably 10 to 15 test trucks in there. And with that being the second time we've run through the video, I'm going to thank all of you, including JJ and Debt Prez, who just want to fight over money, which is ridiculous. But I still think it's cool. I want to thank everyone for being here. And we're going to head out and we're going to go wash a car. Car wash closes in 30 minutes, but that's what I have to do when you got a Toro thing going on. See, got my Toro hat. You've got to make sure you get things done in a timely fashion, and 'tis the time for me to do things timely. So I want to thank everyone for being here again, and I'm going to say goodbye. Have a good weekend, and